just on screen. This is the type of property, lifestyle, and location set to serve all of those emotional preferences. Evident though, as soon as you arrive to this immaculate townhouse, all encompassing across the 2 levels, we have the 2 bedrooms, the 1 bathroom plus the powder room, a central kitchen with the separate dining and also living space. It is low maintenance, it is well maintained, and harnesses that chance to inject your own personal style and touch right throughout. The perfect blend of indoor-outdoor living, of course, with those 2 courtyards. That there is also a rarity in itself. Nobody corporate, but the most exciting prospect, we have the dual school catchments. So again, Pinewood Primary and Brentwood Secondary School catchments. And then finally, this location here, well, a location that requires no further endorsement. It is purely all about the convenience. Your only moments to Monash Uni, Pinewood Shopping Village, Brandon Park Shopping Centre, Parklands, all those lifestyle enhancing ingredients are just moments from your doorstep. As stated earlier, 10% the deposit, 30, 60, 90 days as your settlement dates. On behalf of Alan, Darryl, the entire team at Ray White Glen Waverley, we submit it to you now, 1 of 3 McKelvie Court in Glen Waverley. Opening bid off to get us underway. Well, guys, you've seen it. You've loved it. You've chosen so perfectly. Now's the chance to buy and breaks the silence. Welcome to the auction now in the chat function with bid number 10 at 650,000. I'll tell you what, at that level, it would be good buying. Absolute phenomenal real estate at 650 the bid. At 650,000, 680. That's what we call a better bid and a stronger lunge for the keys. And app number, bidder 1 secures first position at 680. At 680,000. Bidder 10, it's against you now, says obligingly, takes the 10 along with the lead at 690 the offer. At $690,000 a call. Bidder 10 reclaims the lead at 690 the bid. At 690,000 with 10 in the chat function at 690. Once now. And another bet, another strong lunge for the keys. I've seen it there first with bidder number 1. So bidder number 1 reclaims back the lead at 710,000. At $710,000 a call. Bidder 1 in front. Bidder 10, bidder 5, do we take the 10 again? Take it to 20, you'll never regret the value. 710 is the offer. At 710,000 with bidder number 1. It holds in the chat function. It is still good buying. Great real estate. That location, the perfect blend, lifestyle, convenience, and buyers, the suggestion from the team. Nothing left to do. Bid, secure, relax, and enjoy at 710,000. Bidder 1 holds it at 710. Once now. Seen it first with bidder number 8. Why not? We'll welcome the 5s in the stride and straight back with the 5 again with 20 and back with 1. At 720,000, buyers, we welcome the 5s, we will welcome it back. 720,000 is the offer. At 720,000, bidder number 1 takes back first position, been with us the whole way and knows the value at 720. At $720,000 a call. Buyers, we welcome the 5s. What do we say? Another lunge for the keys presents for the one of 5 in the stride. Bidder 1 holds the lead at 720,000, 7 1/4, the next bid and sequential move. 10, see if we can take the 5 in the stride, take it to 725, you'll never regret the value. 720 is offered, buyers 725, the next sequential bid. I've seen it there first at 25, so 33 at 25. Bidder 1, can we say take it to 30? So trying to keep the 5s alive. 725 is bid, and bidder number 1, can we take it to 730? 725 is offered in 33's favour at 725,000. 730 says obligingly, and welcome back at 730. At 730,000 only, that word is only. Bidder number 1 reclaims back first, bidding with confidence, knows the value at 730,000. At 730,000 also called. Bidder 1 holds it at 730 the offer. Guys, at this level, the more you start to think about it, no matter which way you look at it, it certainly makes sense. It's 730,000 only. That word is only. Puddle number 1 in front at 730. Take the 5 along with the lead from here at 730,000. It's had its time. We call through 3 times at 730. Once now at 730,000. Buys the suggestion, what's on offer? Those dual school catchments, a phenomenal prospect, the 2 courtyards, a rarity in itself. We wait with anticipation in 33. Why not? We'll welcome the 2 in the stride at 732. Darryl Allen, need those instructions at 732,000. At
Darling, Matthew.
Well, as you've heard, on behalf of Darryl Wickham, Alan, the entire team at Ray White, Glen Waverley, we hit the green light. We are on the market. We sell away at 737,000 now. 737 is the bid at 737,000. Buyers seen by the green on the screen. We are in the valley of no return. No better bid at this stage. We welcome you owners in puddle number one's favour at 737. At 737,000 only. That word is only. Where do we go? Need to know winner out from here at 737 the offer. At 737,000 in bid number one's favour at 737 the bid. 740, a better bid. Another strong lunch for the keys at 740. At 740,000, hotly contested. And why wouldn't it be, considering the location? What's on offer? It is lifestyle. It is convenient to everything you need. 33 is back in front in the chat function, right before number one takes back the lead at 745. At 745,000 a bid. Back in one's favour. 745 is the offer. Number 33, ball is in your court. We match the 5 in the stride again, straight to 750. It presents. Go there. You'll never regret the value. 745 is offered. Puddle number 1 in front, seen by the green. No better bid after the gavel falls. We cannot take a late bid. We do not reopen. Puddle 1 in front at 745,000. At 745,000, we call it through 3 times. Number 1 in the lead at 745. Once now. At 745,000. To make it very clear, I'm going to slow down this last part of proceedings. Number 1 holds the bid at this stage along with the keys at 745,000. On that third and final call, gavel falls and we welcome you owners to Glen Waverley at 745,000. Bid number 3, the opportunity presents itself. Are we in or out from here? 745 is the offer. Now, puddle number 1, we appreciate your patience, but please be certain, should you require the courtesy of time, we will also extend it back to you as well. Must work for the clients. Bidder number 1 has it at 745,000. We are 1 call through with 2 simple remaining at 745 the offer. At 745,000. 746 takes the 1,000 with the lead. Welcome back 33 at 746 and 747 back with 1 at 747,000. Quick bid's a good bid and knows the value at 747 the offer. At 747,000. Bid of 33, we've welcomed the 1,000. We will welcome it back. 747 is offered. 748, the next sequential move, bid and answer at 747,000. Number 1 holds it at 747 the offer. Once now, 748, and welcome back in at 748,000. Puddle 1 is at 49, or maybe round up proceedings straight to 7.5. It presents, there it is, says obligingly at 750. At 750,000, Puddle 1 reclaims back the lead at 750 the offer. $750,000 a call. 33, 751 to jump back in front at 750,000 only. At 750,000, the 2 courtyards, an immaculate presentation, nothing to do, bid, secure, relax and enjoy. Number 1 holds the bid. Been with us the whole way. Prior to 33, jumping back in front, 751 is the call. 751 is bid. Again, number 1, do we maybe round it up? 755, a knockout bid towards the pointy end of proceedings. It presents, and we wait with anticipation at 751. 752 matches the 1,000 to take the lead at 752. 33, 753 will reclaim back the lead, and we wait from here. 752 is bid in puddle number 1's favour. Still 2 in the race to our other registered parties. Anyone can join for your slice of Glen Waverley. Still phenomenal buying at this. 752 is offered in puddle 1's favour. At 700, 753 takes the lead at 753. At 753,000, 33 in front. At 753 the offer. At 753,000. Puddle 1 is at 54 or maybe 55. The choice is yours. 54, and we're straight back with the 1,000 in the stride. $1,000 lunch for the keys to take it back at 754. At 754,000, bid sits in Puddle 1's favour. At 754, the offer. Once now, when I finish and silence at 754,000. 755, back with 33 now at 755. At 755,000, 33 holds it at 755 the bid. 756, welcome back in, Puddle 1 at 756,000. Battle 33, balls in your court, been with us the whole way. Where do we go from here? A suggestion, the ones are not working, maybe up the incremental stride, a nice, neat, even 760. It presents, nonetheless, we'll welcome the 1,000 as we do at 757,000. At 757,000, 33 is back in front at 757. 757 is the offer, and paddle number 1, ball is in your court. Where do we go from here? 33 holds the bid with the keys and seen by the green. No better bid. We welcome you owners. 760 again, a better bid and a strong lunge for the keys with the 3 in the stride to reclaim back first. Paddle 1 holds it at 760,000. At 760,000. Bid of 33. Do we match the 3 or take the 1 and takes the 1 to 761? 761,000 is offered in 33's favour at 761 the offer. At 761,000 ready to get involved from here, boys. 761 is called, captured there previous. The leafy surrounds that convenient location. 33 holds it at 761,000 and bidder number 1. Ball is in your court. Where do we go from here? 761 is the bid. 763 reclaims the lead with the 2 in the stride to 763. At 763,000, again, bid of 33, take the 1, straight to 64. The opportunity presents itself in 1's favour at 763 the bid. At 763,000 only. As we bring it down a level. The more we think about it, does make sense as we reclaim back with 764 in 33's favour. At 764,000, quick bid, great back in front at 765. At 765,000, bid of 33 is at 66. Now's your chance. 765 is the offer. At 765,000, number 1 has first position at 765. Once now, would I finish and silence at 765,000. 766, back with 33 at 766. At 766,000 only. That word is only for your slice of Glen Waverley. 767 with bid number 1 at 767,000. Quick bid to take the lead at 767. 33, balls back in your court now. 767 is offered in paddle number 1's favour at 767,000 and 768. At 768,000, 33 back in front at 768 the offer. Paddle number 1, take it straight to a nice, neat, even 770. It presents with the 2 in the stride, up the incremental rise. We wait with anticipation. 33 holds the bid and the keys in the chat function at 768. At 768,000, 769. At 769,000 now, back with paddle number 1 at 769 the call. Bid of 33, is it a move straight to 770? Or again, round up proceedings, the choice is yours. Where do we go from here? 769 is offered. 3 chances for your consideration at 769,000. At 769,000, the call. Once now in paddle number 1's favour at 769 the offer. 770 rounds up proceedings. 770 is offered. 771 straight back in front with the quick bid at 771,000. At 771,000, 33 is at 72 to jump back in front. 771 is the offer at 771,000. 772 takes the 1,000 at 772. At 772,000 the call. 772 is offered. Bid number 1, again, the opportunity presents. Is it 73 or maybe 75? Again, takes the 3 in the stride. A better bid, another strong lunge for the keys. Knows the value. Been with us the whole way. Bid number 1 in first at 775. At 775,000, back in number 1's favour. 7 3/4 is bid, and 77.6 is the next sequential move and answered with 33 at 776,000. Bid number 1, 780. It presents from here, 777. 777s, love the 7s. In bid number 1's favourite, 777 the offer. At 777,000 the call. 778, 33. Says obligingly, welcome back at 778. At 778,000. Bid number 1, 778 is bid in 33's favour. 80, can we say? Where do we go from here? 778 is offered at 778,000. 3 chances now, guys. And 79 back with number 1 at 779. At 779,000, 33 779 is bid in Puddle One's favour, seen by the green on the screen. No better bid. We sell away. Need to know when we're at from here at 779 the offer at 779,000, 780 back with 33. 780,000 is offered. 33 has the lead at 780. At $780,000 a call, Puddle One. Again, we wait with anticipation. 780 is offered. 33 has it. Bid number one reclaims it at 781. At 781,000. Once again, a suggestion. The ones are only keeping everyone in the race. We will certainly welcome it. But as a suggestion, maybe up the incremental stride. The choice is yours. 781 is held. New interest. Did not see that coming, Simon. Welcome in. Puddle number 5 at 781 and 500. But guys, we make it very clear. We draw the line at a $500 bid. So 781 and 500, 782 straight back in front. Now 3 in the race. Bid of 5 joins towards the pointy end of proceedings. 782 is bid. 82 and 5, can we say? Again, guys, we draw the line, nothing less than 500 to reclaim the lead at 782 in 33's favour at 782,000. 782 and 5. Bid of 5. Look what we've started. We must reclaim the lead from here. 782 and 5 is bid. 83 it presents. For buys, round up proceedings. I'll tell you what, certainly from here, a 2.5 straight to 785. A better lunge for the keys. Show the strength with the value. 782 is the call. 783 with 33. 783,000 is offered in bid number 33's favour at 783 the call. At 783,000 only, that word is only, at 783 the bid. Bid of 1, it's against you now. Our previous entrant, bid of 5 with the $500 lunch for the keys. We welcome it back with number 1 taking at 783 and 5 the call. At 783 and 500 only in number 1's favour. And 1,500 in the stride. Ups the bid. Welcome back. Number 5 with the stronger lunch for the keys at 785 the call. At 785,000. Puddle number 5 in front towards the pointy end of proceedings. Knows the value and seen by the green on the screen. No better bid. We sell away in 5's favour at 785. At 785,000. 785 and 5. At 785 and 500. Bid number 5, what do we say? Do we take the 1,500 again, straight to 787? The choice is yours. 785 and 5 is offered. Number 1, a hot contestant, been with us the whole way from here. 785 and 5 is bid, but at a minimum, buy 786 to jump back in front from here. So at 785,500, bidder number 1 has the lead at 785 and 5. Once now, at 785 and 500. Again, guys, slowing down this last part of proceedings. Bid number 5. Ball is in your court. It is against you at this stage. 33, our previous entrant. Haven't forgotten about you either. Bid number 1 holds the lead at 785 and 500. 786, it presents. We wait with anticipation at 785 and 5 the bid. 1 call through, 2 simply remain. Again, guys, on that third and final call, gavel falls. We cannot take a late bid. We do not reopen. It presents, guys. What do we say? 1 last lunch for the keys for your slice of Glen Waverley. 785 and 5 is offered in puddle number 1's favour. Once now, when I finish and silence, as we say that, welcome back. It's 86 at 786,000 a bid. 786,000. Again, 33 holds a bid in the chat function with the keys at 786. And puddle number 1, we welcome the 500 earlier, but don't let us limit you to that. The opportunity presents itself. 33 has it at 786,000. At 786,000, 3 chances now. We sell away. We welcome you owners to Glen Waverley at 786 the offer. 786 and 5. At 786 and 500, bidder number 1 back in front at 786 and 5. 33. Is it 787 to jump back in front? Bid number 5, our previous entrant, it presents, or maybe round up proceedings, take the 3.5 straight to 790. You'll never regret the value if you're slicing Glen Waverley. 786 and 5 is offered at 786,500 in bid number 1's favour. Right as we said that, 787 at 787,000. continues the consistency with the 500 to reclaim the lead at 787. At 787,000 only. That word is only for your slice of Glen Waverley. Again, the opportunities here, whether it's a nobody corporate, the dual school catchments, the location, it is lifestyle, it is convenience on offer. 787 is bid in 33's favour at 787,000. It's had its time, 3 chances, 787 and 5, and back with 1 at 787 and 500. 787 and 5 is offered. Puddle number 1, back in front. 787 and 5 is bid. 33, balls in your court. And bid number 5. Haven't forgotten about that earlier bid either. Where do we go from here? Number 1 holds it in the chat function with the keys captured there on screen. The leafy surrounds, low maintenance living. It is lifestyle, 787 and 500 for the wants of 88. Once now, we're done, finished and silent. Bid is held, 788, back with 33 at 788,000. At 788,000, 33 holds it at 788 the call. Also captured there on screen, that immaculate presentation, both inside and out. It is low maintenance living. The suggestion, nothing left to do. Bid, secure, relax and enjoy. Ups incremental rise, $1,000 lunch for the keys. It's back with puddle number 1 at 789. At 789,000, now 33. Do we match the 1,000 in the stride? It presents 790. The next sequential move, 789 is offered in puddle number 1's favour at 789 and 5. Welcome back in, 33. 789 and 5 is bid. 789 and 500. Bid number 1. It presents from here. 33 holds the keys. 789 and 5 is offered. 790, take the 5. But again, don't let us limit you to that. 789 and 500. 3 chances now for your slice of Glen Waverley at 789 and 500. Once, 790 straight back in front with the 500 to 790 at $790,000 a bid. Bid number 1, been with us the whole way, 33. You have the same. Where do we go from here? 790 is offered. Is it 90 and 5? Maybe up the incremental rise. Where do we go from here? 790,000, puddle number 1. First position, an app number takes it from here, 790 and 5, back with 33 at 790,500, and 33 has the lead. 790 and 500 is offered in 33's favour. Puddle number 1, is it 791 or maybe the elusive 8? I'll tell you what, just around the corner, go there, do it with confidence. 790 and 5 is offered. 33 holds the bid with the keys in the chat function. To our other registered parties, the opportunity presents itself. 33 has the bid, 790,000 and 500 only for your slice of Glen Waverley. 3 opportunities present. Third and final call. Gavel falls. We sell away. 33 holds it at 790 and 5 the offer at 790 and 500. 790 and 750. Look, we've started again, guys. We draw the line. Nothing less than a 250. Given we are at the pointy end of proceedings, nothing less than a $250 bid to secure back first. 790 and 750 is offered in puddle 1's favour at 790 and 750. 791, 33, but again, these lower bid and increments will only keep everyone in the race. Up proceedings to take the lead, but matches the 250. Nonetheless, it is still first position. 791 is the call. At 791,000, 33 holds it. Bid number 1, again, a suggestion, up the incremental rise. A knockout bid towards the pointy end of proceedings could secure this slice of Glen Waverley. It presents. We wait with anticipation. 791 is the call at 791,000. Once now, we're done, finished and silent in 33's favour at 791,000. 791 and 250. At 791 and 250, we are back with 791 and 250. 791 and 250 is offered. Puddle number 1 holds at 33. Ball is in your court from here. 791 and 250. 791 and 5. At 791,500. Bid at 1, 791 and 750 as a suggestion. But again, nothing less than that to reclaim the lead. 791 and 500 is offered. 33 has the lead at 791 and 500 only. 791 and 5 is bid. Paddle number 1, it's against you now. Been with us the whole way. What do we say? One last lunch for the keys presents. Where do we go from here? 33 holds the bid with the keys at 791 and 500. A better bid. Ups the increment to rise. Double the increment back with the 500s to secure back first at 792. At 792,000. Bid number 1 holds it at 792 the bid. Now 33, the opportunity, do we double up again, maybe take 1,000 in the stride? 792 is offered, 793, the next answer and move. We wait with anticipation. Number 1 holds the bid at 792,000. 92 and 250. I had a feeling you might do that. Welcome in at 92 and 250 the offer. At 792 and 250 with 33. Now, paddle number 1, you started the 250s. Are we coming back at the 250 or maybe 750 to round up proceedings? 92 and 250 is bid. 93, it presents, or the elusive 8, just around the corner as well. 92 and 250 is offered in 33's favour at $792,250. We sell away. Third and final call for your slice of Glen Waverley. Once now, order finish and silence at 792 and 250. Twice now, buys. We welcome new owners in 33's favour at 795 and 250. Bid number 1, that is 2 calls through with 1 remaining. Could I kindly get you to acknowledge that in the chat function? Is there a further bid or are we out? I am relying on communication through that chat function. So the absence of communication is silence as consent to sell away in 33's favour at 795 and 250. Where will you buy a slice of Glen Waverley? This location, this offering, an extra 250 only. 792 and 5, it presents. But bidder number 1, we have 2 calls through with 1 simply remaining at 792 and 250 at $792,250 for the third and final chance. Order finish and silent. Panel 33 holds the bid at 792 and 250. 793, paddle 1, that is what you call a buzzer-beating bid. Nonetheless, you take the lead with the 750 in the stride at 793. At $793,000 a call, paddle number 1 reclaims the lead on the buzzer-beating bid. We are back in front, seen by the green. No further bid, we sell away at 793,000. At 793,000 a call. Bid 33, extending the courtesy of time back to you as well. Takes the 250, why not? 793 and 250. At 793,250 the call. Bid number 1, it presents again. Do we take the 750 straight to 794? At 793 and 250 in 33's favour. Buys again, nothing left. The 250 reclaim the lead. 793 and 250 is offered in 33's favour. 3 chances for your slice of Glen Waverley to consider. And the more we start to think about it, and no matter which way you look at it, it certainly makes sense. Where do we go, buys? 33 holds it at 793 and 250 at $793,250. Once now, order finish and silence in paddle 33's favour at 793 and 250. Bid number 1, ball is in your court. Can you please make those intentions clear? It has been a few minutes since your last bid. Need to know, is it a further bid or are we out? As stated earlier, I do rely on communication through the chat function. Well, there it is. Bidder number 1 has acknowledged they are out. So bidder number 1, what we will say, given you have been with us the whole way, we're going to reset the clock here one last time and extend the courtesy of time. Now, 33, should you require that same courtesy of time, be sure we will extend that gesture back to you as well. But bidder number 1, we've welcomed a $250 bid earlier. We will welcome it back. And the suggestions from the team, where will you find a slice of Glen Waverley, this location, the convenience, an extra $250 only. Bidder number 1 will give 3 chances for your consideration. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Darryl, Alan, the entire team at Ray White Glen Waverley, we reset the clock for the last and final time. 3 chances present, and on that third and final call, gavel falls, we sell away, and it's a temporary congratulations to bidder 33 at this stage. At $793,250, 3 last calls present, we sell away on the third and final call. Once now, order finish and silence at 793 and 250. Alan, I've seen you return from the phone there. Is it permission to sell away from all parties? 793 and 250 is offered to all registered parties. Again, we are only calling through these last 3 times. Third and final call, gavel falls. We cannot take a late bid. We do not reopen. It's a temporary congratulations. 33 holds it at 793 and 250 for the want of a $250 bid only. It presents buyers. One last lunge for the keys. And to all parties, it's been a few minutes since the last bid. 2 calls remain, 793 and 250 at $793,250. Twice now, we are selling away at 793 and 250. Buys, for the interest of transparency, less than 30 seconds, the gavel will fall. Bid number 1, I'll kindly ask there one last time, have we definitely got your best? Is it permission to sell? For the want of 250 only. Less than 30 seconds, the gavel falls. Buys, we wait with anticipation. To all parties, we sell away. We are 2 calls through, 1 remain. 793 and 250 is offered at $793,250 for the third and final chance. All unfinished and silent. Bid holds with 33 at 793 and 250. We are selling. Sold. Congratulations, bid of 33 at 793 and 250. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute marathon of an auction. Congratulations, Paddle 33, as the highest bidder and successful purchaser of one of 3 McKelvie courts in Glen Waverley. We have no doubt you'll love this property just as much as our clients have over the years. Bidder 33, one of the team will reach out with you very shortly to proceed straight through to digital contract. So if you could kindly remain online until one of the team reach out. But again, congratulations on your successful purchase. Commiserations to our underbidders. I tell you what, if you would love this same type of sold result, you can see Alan Zhang and Darryl Wickham there on screen achieving some exceptional results for their clients. If you are considering selling, please reach out to Alan or Darryl. They'd be more than happy to field that inquiry. And as stated, achieving some exceptional results within their local market. On behalf of Alan, Darryl and the entire team at Ray White Glen Waverley, thank you for your attendance here today at our online auction. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you at our very next auction. Thank you.